What is going on, everybody? Got a little special video here. I'm going to be submitting my ballot for the NFL Pro Bowl, the most prestigious honor in all of football, right? The NFL Pro Bowl. So let's go ahead and get into it. Please do hit that like button. Really helps me out. We are going to be starting with the quarterbacks here. So we get to vote for 6 players at this position. Quarterbacks should be a little bit easier. I say that now, but there's a lot of great quarterbacks. So I'm going to start with Rodgers. Brady is pretty easy. Top 2 for me right now this season. And then I think Herbert's deserving a little bit of a slow week last week here as we record heading into week 13. Carr comes to mind. He's been really good. I think Stafford, we want to ignore recency bias. He's had a very good season. Mahomes would probably be my next pick here. Oh, Lamar is way down here. Lamar has got to make it. And then Dak also, oh gosh, this sucks. This, like I said, I say it early on that this should be easy, but it's not, because you've got a couple players down here that have missed some time but have been spectacular, because to leave Kyler Murray out also really hurts. You know, I think down here, look at Dak, Lamar have definitely been Pro Bowl players this year. And gosh, I almost want to say, with how Stafford's looked the last 3 weeks, I'm going to project forward a little bit and give my vote to Kyler Murray. It's not necessarily warranted based on production so far this season because he has missed time, but he's just been a better player. So my 6 quarterback votes are going to go to Brady, Herbert, Rodgers, Lamar, Dak, and Kyler. The only holdup there would be Herbert. I felt like that was obvious to start, but do I really want to put him over Mahomes? I think he's been a better quarterback than Mahomes this season, so I will give my vote to, oh, gosh, I don't feel great about that, man. I'm going to switch it. I'm going to switch it. Sorry, Chargers fans. I'm sorry, but we're going to go with Patrick Mahomes over Justin Herbert. I don't feel great about it, but that's what my gut tells me. Okay, running back, Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to vote for Derrick Henry because... is he even on here? Is he ineligible because of time missed? He must be. Interesting, okay. No Derrick Henry on here. Okay, Joe Mixon. Gosh, Nick Chubb still has 867 yards. Doesn't feel like he's having that great of a season. I'm going to vote for Najee Harris. Elijah Mitchell. He had that one big game early on. I think Damian Harris has been really, really sweet. I'm going to vote for him. I think Austin Eckler probably deserves it because it doesn't show receiving yards here, but he should be in there. And then Alvin Kamara's got to be in there. He's such an impact. And oh, we don't have any votes left for running back? Dang, man. This is tough. Okay. Gosh, Cordarrelle deserves it, dude. He does everything for that offense. So I think I'm going to take Damian Harris out and put Cordarrelle in there. So running back votes, Taylor, Mixon, Najee Harris, Kamara, Eckler, and Cordarrelle Patterson. Wide receiver, Kupp, Adams, Jefferson. Those are pretty easy. Debo. Those guys are at the top, and I think they deserve it pretty easily. And then it gets a little bit more tough. I think CeeDee Lamb comes to my mind. Terry McLaurin comes to my mind. Doing what he does with Taylor Heineke, I think, is really impressive. Probably not considering anybody else. Kendrick Bourne deserves a shout-out. He's having a great season. But, yeah, I think we'll go Jamar Chase. And then we get one more vote. So I'm going to give my vote to Terry McLaurin, I think. Ah, gosh, Tyreek Hill still has such great production, though. 8 touchdowns. Yeah. Sorry, Terry, you would have been next. But you can't argue with, I mean, you just can't vote for Terry when Tyree's production is that much higher. So we're going to go on to fullback. Okay, CJ Ham, Juszczyk, Ricard, Jakob Johnson. And I'm just going to leave it there. I don't need to vote for 6 fullbacks. Tight ends, Mandrews, Kelsey. Gosh, Pitts, I want to vote for you, but do you really deserve it? Disappear every other week. Kittle has been so good since he's come back from injury. We're going to vote for him. Hunter Henry deserves the vote here. 7 touchdowns over Kyle Pitts, 1 touchdown. Gronk's been really good when he plays. Freiermuth probably worthy of this with 6 touchdowns. So let's make a decision here. I'm going to go with... Waller's been so quiet lately, and he's injured. I don't think I'm going to vote for Waller, unfortunately. I think I will go... Gronk really has been, when he plays, he's been an elite tight end this season, and he's missed a lot of time, but just came back last week and had a huge game. I think he finishes strong. And then I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth, who didn't start for the better half of the first 4 or 5 weeks. But since he's been starting for Pittsburgh, he's been a monster. So I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth. Offensive tackle, this is my favorite. They don't list any stats, so you got to kind of dig around here for the true winners here. Hopefully I don't forget anybody, but obviously Trent Williams needs to be picked here. Tristan Wirfs needs to be picked. Andrew Whitworth needs to be picked. Tyron Smith is worthy of it based on his play, but is... let me just check. Sorry, PFF, for showing the data here, but he has played 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7 full games. That's pretty low. But as you can see there, he's been a freaking monster this season. So that's definitely a good candidate. I think Rashawn Slater, absolutely. And that gives us only 2 votes left. Ramchek's been really good. And Waynu's been really good, but he's been playing mostly guard, or he's been bouncing around. Colton Miller's having a great season, especially in pass protection. Jordan Mailata has been really good. Let's see. Anybody else worthy? Armstead's missed a little bit too much time. So I think I will vote for Tyron Smith because he's been that good when he plays. And then we are going to go with Colton Miller, has been locked down. The Raiders' offense has been a pleasant surprise this year, and his pass protection on the blind side is a big part of that. All right, guard, same deal here, where they don't list any stats, so I just got to kind of gloss over everybody, make sure we don't miss anyone. Just doing a little glance. Quentin Nelson's missed a lot of time. Zach Martin's the easy #1 answer there. I think Ollie Marpet's been great, so he's a good candidate. Glowinski's been really good since he came back, but he hasn't played enough time. Filer, honestly, is a pretty easy vote for me. He's been a monster for the Chargers, so I'm going to vote for him. Edwards and Corbett have also both been really good. Alex Kappa's been really good for the Bucks. Batonio, for sure. Where is Wyatt Teller? Has he missed too much time? Wyatt Teller's got to get the vote. Okay, so those are probably the 4 best guards in football right now. And then let's pick a couple more guys here. Shaq Mason's a good candidate. Quentin Nelson, he just deserves to go to the Pro Bowl. The dude's been battling injuries. He's not having necessarily his best season. Definitely isn't having his best season. But I'm going to give him my vote. And then how about Trey Smith? I know Joe Thuney probably in the grand scheme of things been better because his pass protection's a little better. But Trey Smith, just as an honorary shout out for the man that was a 6th round pick, fell because of a heart murmur that he was dealing with like 2 years ago. I'm going to vote for him. Loved him coming out. What a steal he's been. He's been genuinely one of the better offensive linemen in the NFL. So maybe a little biased there with Trey Smith, but hey, it's my ballot. So y'all can kick rocks. No, I'm just kidding. He actually is worthy of it. Okay, center. So we're going to go with Lindsley is kind of back to being the best center in the NFL. We get 6 votes here. So Ryan Kelly's been really solid this year. Hudson's been great. He's missed some time. Creed Humphrey, again with the Chiefs, man. These rookie offensive linemen. They might have 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen And they didn't even pick either of these guys in the first round. Like, that's just stupid stealing action from the Kansas City Chiefs. David Andrews has been a pretty much rock for them. Matt Hennessy's come on. He was one of my breakout players. We're going to go Ryan Jensen, who's a mauler in the run game. J.C. Treader, who's a rock in pass protection. And then the last vote here is a little bit more difficult. Kelsey's been clearing lanes on the move in the run game. Let's again check how many games Rodney Hudson's played. His grades are a little bit down this year, but you have definitely noticed the pass protection has been much better. Moving on from whoever they were starting last year. So he's only played 8 games. So I think we go with Jason Kelsey here, who just, you know, obviously the PFF grades aren't God, but his ability to clear guys on the move definitely stands out at this position. So I think he's deserving. So Jason Kelsey back in again. On to the defensive side of the ball, and of course they still have outdated positional terminology, which is just great. Like, come on, man. We're in terms of edge at this point across the board. So get your stuff up to date here, NFL, along with your Game Pass mobile app, among pretty much everything else. It's kind of a disgrace, the state of the NFL's operations right now. It's embarrassing. But Myles Garrett, easy. Nick Bosa's really come on late. I'm going to give him my vote. Brian Burns deserves it. He's kind of ignited that defense. He draws a lot of attention for that squad. Max Crosby. It's crazy. This dude only has 5 sacks. Is that for real? I mean, he's got like 70 pressures. How is that even possible? It used to be the opposite with him, where he got a bunch of sacks and not a lot of pressures. So we're going to vote there. And then let's see, any other hidden gems as far as pressures to sacks? Not that standing out to me at defensive end, at least. So let's go back up to the top. Ogba's having a great year. I love John Franklin Myers. Jonathan Grenard's been a hidden gem for the Houston Texans. He might be worth a vote, but Trey Hendrickson is going to get a vote here, and then we got to pick one more. How's Ogba been these last couple weeks? I know he started hot. He's just been so steady. I mean, the dude's got 5+ pressures in 5, 6, 7 games. He defends the run. I think Emmanuel Ogba, given the fact that the Dolphins defense has come on late, is going to get my vote for defensive end. Then defensive tackle. It's taking a little bit of time to load. Come on, NFL. I was just talking about how your website sucks. Don't crap out on me now. Of course. It's not going to load. You got to be kidding me.
3 hours later.
All right, good. It loaded. Whew. Only took about a minute to buffer. So Cam Hayward's probably been the best defensive tackle in the NFL this season. People don't want to hear that because he's just a hidden gem, and Bosa's there, or TJ Watt's there playing next to him, but Cam Hayward's been a monster. He disrupts the game in so many ways. Gets his hand in front of passes, pass rush, run defense, you name it. Obviously, Aaron Donald hasn't had the same season he's always had, but he's still an all-pro caliber player. Those are the top 2 guys for me. Jonathan Allen would be next. He has been the one guy on that defensive line that has shown up this year and met expectations, so I'm going to vote for him. Kenny Clark, very underrated player for the Green Bay Packers. Just watch his game against the Rams. So disruptive. He's been doing that all year. So Kenny Clark gets my vote. And then it gets a little bit tougher after that. Buckner is still a monster. But has he been better than like Simmons and Hargrave this season? Probably not. I'm really glad he avoided serious injury. So there is that. I don't see anyone else that's like hidden gem down here. So, you know, DJ Reader has been a monster as a run defender. I don't think I would vote for him, but he deserves a shout out. Shy Tuttle as well. No sacks for the Saints, but he's been a really effective player. Deserves a shout out. But I'm going to go with Jeffrey Simmons, and then I am between... BJ Hill's been really good for the Bengals as well. But, Chris Jones. Chris Jones has been incredible for the Chiefs since they moved him back inside. So I guess he would qualify as a hidden gem there. That makes my decision a little bit easier on these two. Quinnen and Buckner are also worthy of this. They should probably let more than 6 defensive tackles in, but it is what it is. Inside linebacker, I like that they list Devondre Campbell first because, seriously, he's been one of, if not the best inside linebackers in all of football this season. He doesn't miss tackles. He's been flying around the field in coverage. He's been effective as a blitzer. There's little based on this season to say he doesn't deserve a vote here. Bobby Wagner has still been a monster. Eric Kendricks, a little bit of a slow start, but he's been back to picking off passes, and I still think Eric Kendricks, what I said about him coming into the year, where he is the most valuable linebacker in the NFL because his ability in coverage is just so unique. He's so good at flipping his hips, getting downfield, covering players, not grass is the buzzword here on the channel. So he is incredible, deserves the vote. And then it gets a little bit tougher after that. I think Fred Warner probably still deserving. Demario Davis, however, should not be listed this low. If he does not make the Pro Bowl, that is an absolute snub. I mentioned Devondre Campbell may be the best linebacker in the NFL for this season. You know, the two other guys that I think have a case for that is Kendricks because of what he does in coverage, and Demario Davis because he's very similar to Devondre Campbell. Big dude. He's even bigger. He's got like 15 pounds on him, but also fast, incredible tackler, great blitzer. Demario Davis is just a all-around coaching clinic for how you should play the linebacker position. Does everything for that Saints defense. So if he does not make it, that is a total snub, even if his stats don't look like amazing on this screen. Okay, then we have 2 more votes. Want to make sure we're not missing any snubs here, but you get down here into the 20 solo tackle range, and that's, you know, you're probably not as consistent. Micah Parsons is listed here as an inside backer. It's weird because I wouldn't vote for him as an inside backer, but I do think he should go to the Pro Bowl. And then Darius Leonard, just on his forced fumbles alone. 5 forced fumbles, and off of my memory, at least 4 of the 5 are like legit peanut punch style. I think all 5 are. And I've been critical of his ability in coverage. He's playing banged up as well, by the way. But if you're actually forcing a fumble every other game, you're worth that money. It's unfortunate that they list Micah Parsons with this group because I'd probably want to vote for Fred Warner as well, but those, based on my options, are going to be the votes. Outside linebacker, again, gets tricky, but they do actually, it looks like mostly pass rushers here, so that's good. They're learning a little bit about their positional terminology. Ideally, you would group these guys with the DNs, give you like 8 votes, and then give you 8 votes on defensive tackle, but it's okay. Okay, TJ Watt, Matt Judon, those guys are pretty easy. Judon has been so underrated this season, so got to give him my vote. And then Joey Bosa's a game wrecker, because this one you do have to dig a little bit deeper and find some of these guys that maybe aren't producing sack-wise as much. It's crazy that Khalil Mack is not on here. But that's kind of where we're at with Khalil Mack. He's injured. He hasn't been producing at that level, so I don't think he should go. I'm actually going to, whoops, I actually wanted to, that's all they're going to list here. So there's a couple off-ball guys as you get down the list, like Zach Cunningham, but it doesn't matter. They shouldn't be going anyway. Okay, so we've got 3 votes in. Those 3 are pretty easy. Harold Landry, Hassan Reddick, these guys are sack machines. Both deserving. I want to pause on those guys for now. Wow, Jalen Phillips is up to 6.5 sacks now, huh? I personally think Rashaan Gary's been a more impactful player than Landry and Reddick. Just to kind of cross-reference that opinion with PFF here, Rashaan Gary, they're actually very close in pressures. The grade you can see much different for Rashaan Gary. So PFF thinks Gary's are more like he's creating the problem, whereas Landry's a lot more scheme related. I still think I'm going to vote for Landry, but my mind did go to Rashaan Gary before Harold Landry, and then Shaq Barrett has also been a monster. And where is Myles Garrett? Did we not get to vote for Myles Garrett? Where literally are they not listing him because of his helmet deal? Okay, we did. It was just so easy at defensive end. Okay, good. So I'm going to go Harold Landry. I'm going to go Rashaan Gary and then Shaq Barrett. Sorry, Hassan Reddick. Your sacks are a little bit more, not fluky because he is like a pursuit machine, but he's not showing up as consistently as guys like Gary and Landry. So those are my 6 votes for outside linebacker. It's funny, they make you vote essentially for 12 edge players because of this, which is just insane. And then I don't see any outside backer or like cover guys that are snubbed here either. So just weird the way the Pro Bowl voting works, because you're going to get 12 edge players in the Pro Bowl and only 6 defensive tackles. Like, where's the math there? Anyway, cornerback, I guess you got to vote for Trayvon Diggs. He's got 8 interceptions, man, and at least half of those are earned. A lot of them, just like many interceptions, were gifted. But J.C. Jackson has honestly been probably the 2nd best corner in the NFL this season behind Jalen Ramsey. His coverage compared to Trayvon Diggs, it's night and day. Like, just dial up the tape. J.C. Jackson is stuck like glue in man coverage. Trayvon Diggs, he's trailing behind, getting beat, out of position a lot more, got great ball skills. But Jalen Ramsey, got to vote for him. He's been an incredible corner for so long, no different this year. Then it gets a little harder. I think Denzel Ward is deserving. Darius Slay is deserving. Byron Murphy had a great start to his season. Haven't so much noticed him lately. Gotta love Pat Surtain, my CB1, up at the top of this voting list here. Asante Samuel, a candidate. Now, they're ranking these by interceptions, which is just such a terrible metric to use for who the best corners in the NFL. None more notable than Rashaan Lattimore, who had probably the best 6 weeks start that you can imagine for a cornerback. So he definitely deserves this vote. And then AJ Terrell deserves this vote. He's also been one of the best corners in the NFL. Rashad Fenton deserves a shout out. I don't know if he's going to get my vote. It's just crazy how deep you got to go to find some of these guys, because interception numbers are just so not what you want to use to determine good cornerback play. Like, frickin' Eli Apple is not better than Rashaan Lattimore. It's just stupid. But I think I'm going to go Darius Slay. He's been a really good player for the Eagles this year. He's kind of gotten back to that Pro Bowl level. So there's my vote there. We'll review all these when we're done. And then again, why are we splitting this up? So we're putting 12 safeties in the Pro Bowl. The math just does not add up. We should put 8 corners in and not 12 safeties. Just Pro Bowl, man. Gets me wound up. But Derwin's been back to this top level. Hey, Jamal Adams has been good the last few weeks, but not Pro Bowl good. Harrison Smith's still been great this season. Just such a menace over the middle of the field. Then again, they're going solo tackles for safety, not interceptions, which is better well, I don't know if it's better. Neither of those are great stats, but I'd rather they list tackles, I think, than interceptions, because at least that's a resemblance of playing time. Tough. Like, I don't think there's 6 Pro Bowl caliber players in this strong safety. Like, this is just ridiculous. There's not 6 Pro Bowl caliber. There's so many players that are going to get snubbed over these options. I hate this. So I guess Budda Baker, Tyrann Mathieu's been fine. Honestly, I think Darnell Savage, based on these options, I don't think Darnell Savage is a Pro Bowl player, but you know what? I don't have to vote. I don't have to, submit to their crappy system. I don't think these are Pro Bowl caliber players, so I'm not going to submit my votes for these guys. Honestly, I'm going to stand up to the system and move on to the next position group. There's probably more Pro Bowl caliber players here, because Byard 100% is. Micah Hyde is this season. Jon Johnson, 3 interceptions this year. He has not been 3 interceptions good. Adrian Amos has straight up been one of the top 3 or 4 safeties in football this season. I got to vote for Antoine Winfield, man. Maybe it's recency bias because of the pick he had against the Colts, but this dude just does. He wears so many hats for the Bucs defense. He's absolutely incredible. Minka's not going to get my vote this year. He just hasn't been a Pro Bowl caliber player. Too many coverage busts, not enough impactful plays. No one else towards the bottom here. This is why, like, if I just voted for 6 safeties, I'd have 6 safeties here, maybe 5 or 6. Javon Holland is trending towards being a Pro Bowl worthy player this season. Xavier McKinney has been really good. He's up to 5 interceptions. Did he do something this week that I didn't notice? Because he's been playing great. I haven't gotten to that Eagles-Giants game yet. Did he do some crazy stuff this week? He did have an interception, a 90 PFF grade. I will vote for Xavier McKinney. I like the way he was trending. And unfortunately, I haven't gotten to that Giants-Eagles game yet as of this recording, but good for you, Xavier McKinney. And then we do get one more vote, but honestly, I don't feel like any of these guys. Xavier Woods has been really good. Jesse Bates, you know, the interception numbers are down. I'll vote for Jesse Bates. It's not like he's having a bad season. He's just not finding the football as much. I'm not going to do special teams, guys, although I am going to submit a vote for my buddy, Christian Kuntz. Won the long snapper job for... No, they don't even have... Oh, never mind. We're good. I clicked on ST. I was thinking that was long snapper. Got to vote for Christian Kuntz. Shout out to Christian Kuntz. Pittsburgh guy, makes the team. Really funny guy. Definitely going to get my vote. Really the only NFL player that I know on a personal level. So there are the votes. Do we get to... we covered this pretty well. Video's getting a little long, but I'll scroll through this last second just so you can see all the votes. That was more fun than I thought it would be. The system's not perfect, but I think that's a decent summary of who should be in the Pro Bowl, in my opinion. Now, it's not going to look that way. It's probably going to be a lot more snubs than that. In my opinion, isn't perfect, but let me know in the comments down below who you think would have been snubs in this scenario. What you think of my votes. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please do hit that like button. We'll see you later.